Alright. Let's see if we can... Come on. It should show. Are you for shitting me? Are you actually for sure? Oh my gosh. Seriously. Alrighty. I guess this is a... Ooh. I don't get to see the goddamn thing. Oh my gosh. Please someone join for the F sakes. Is there a way to share this? Hold up. Is there a way? Account settings. Are you for serious? Shit on a fucking stick. Is there a... ...3 days, 5 days, somebody... I guess not. Well, Mr. Turtle, I guess we're fucked, huh? Because Lord knows, Lord knows, oh my God. Well, told you I was. I'm just so done with YouTube and trying to do this on something where I can actually do this. And apparently it is not working. Because Lord knows, I think. Lord knows that Jesus the L Christ, Mr. Turtle, I think we need to change you. There we go. I'm pissed. There you go. That's mine. That's me right there. Because I don't know what to do for y'all, and I'm trying to get this shit done. I'm trying to set this shit up. I'm like, oh, I thought, okay, you know, the YouTube in all its longevity, it does not let me on the settings of, oh, okay, I have to use microphone or whatever else because some type of app or something, I don't know. I have to find out because this is really pissing me the hell off. It really is. It really is. And I'm like, oh, you know, it's cool, you know. I think, I'm not for sure if I'm live actuality, because it's like, I don't know. I think I'm live, but I'm not. What? Promotion 5 is in slow mo. You'll be able to post here again in 51 minutes. But what are you talking about? What are you talking about? It's my first time ever fucking posting this shit. What are you talking about? In 51 minutes. And it doesn't even have a timer stating that I have to. This... Oh... Ooh boy. I'm about to lose my shit. I'm really about to lose my crap. I mean, seriously. Seriously. You know what? I'm just gonna do it. Because apparently, I don't know why it is not showing, since I am connected to the thing. Alright, I'm literally connected to this thing. I don't know. I don't know if anybody's still watching. Nope, doesn't look like it. Of course, why would it even look like it? Lord heaven forbids that I can't get this shit done because... Whoa. I'm trying to get people on here so that way I'm not alone. I'm trying to see if maybe, just maybe, I might actually get somebody to actually donate to me. So that way I can actually... What? What do you want? Somebody's texting the shit out of me. And it's nothing. Of course it's nothing. Look, you want to see my setup? That's my setup. It's just that. It's just that. It's just me and this dingy little thing I have no computer desk, so I sit on the floor. I don't know if it's working or not. I hope it is, because this is getting tiresome. It really is. It says that I'm linked to the YouTube creation through Streamlabs, but when I go to on my computer and everything, it does not show that my live is on. So obviously, one of the two things is lying. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. I'm about to just stop and see if I can just go to a thing and see if maybe I can actually just, okay, well, you know, maybe I can go to settings. Maybe that. Hold on. Maybe I go to settings. Maybe I have to go to settings and then go to YouTube. Apps. Okay. Let's see. YouTube. Let's try that one. YouTube. Permissions. It states that my microphone and camera are on. They're allowed on the app. Yet, when I go to the YouTube app, and go to go live, it says your channel does not meet our updated eligibility requirements for mobile live streaming. You can still stream with your webcam or broadcasting software. Yet when I go, okay, so we're actually live. We're actually live. Thank Christ, because it wasn't showing. I mean, seriously, for fuck's sakes. Jesus Christ. Okay. So. Okay. So, if we go to the live stream. Okay. We'll go here. And we'll go here. And we'll go here. And then let's see. Is there a way add a queue, watch later? So there's nothing I can do in order to get this up and running. There's just no way. There's just no way. Okay. Well. Shit on a fucking stick. I'm live, I guess. I don't know. I'm just so done. With this. I really am. Okay. So Now we can copy and paste and send this crud to whoever. So, now we can copy and paste. Okay. How about we change Mr. Turtle for a hot sec? Now I'm happy. Thankfully, it's now in a working process. So now we're going to invite some people over. Live. Thank you. All right. So now we can do something. Now we can do. All right. So let's start sending this on our merry way, merry way, merry way. Let's send this off to our merry way. I know my singing sucks. Okay. So we are now in a way to make sure that we are live. And now that I've figured out that yes, we are officially live, now we're not going to do anything of that sort of nature or anything like that, but now we can actually do Streamlabs, and now we can actually do all types of sort of things, and da 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 da. We pretty much got everything pretty much under control as of now. And yay! Now we can actually do what we're supposed to do, and now we can actually go live, and we will start reading as soon as I get this done. And let's see if I can get where are they? Where are you? This one. There we go. And we will do that. Okay. So Mr. Turtle is now happy. He's happy now. He's happy. Mr. Turtle is happy. So, now we are going to do our Reddit series. Now we're going to do this. Okay? We're going to probably, I would say we'll end the stream at around 2, maybe 3. We'll see how it goes. Alright. This one was posted 4 hours ago. This is... I uncovered something serious on Hart Island. Please tell the media. They warned me not to write this post, but I have evidence. And I can't live with myself knowing about this and not exposing it. I uploaded proof in an edit as soon as I'm done posting. If you know any reporters, please send this to them. Okay? I'm an urban explorer in New York City. I'm just getting my Reddit started, trying to build an audience, etc. And a few of you know I went to Hart Island last week. That's the tiny scrap of island in the East River that was a prison camp during the Civil War. Then a psychiatric intuition, then a TB sanitarium, now a mass grave for poor people. You get it. The island is mostly abandoned now. So I went out there. There's supposed to be like 1,000,000 bodies buried there. So that would get me views. It's close. It's creepy. And I'm assumed it would be empty. It's run by the Department of Corrections. But after asking around, I got a few DMs saying it's pretty easy to avoid them if you stick to the buildings. Stay away from the mass graves. At first, things seemed fine, I was supposed to be getting the creep out vibes, but Heart Island is actually kind of a beautiful place. It's mostly nature now, lots of trees. Half the buildings that are still standing are kind of old, where they were charming and rustic. So I checked some of those out and took some pics. Then I heard a helicopter closing overhead. I saw a black SUV winding up the road in the distance. At first, I was like, shit, it's security. So I ducked inside a building and took cover. But as I kept track of the helicopter through a window, it got lower and lower and lower. It wasn't just surveilling the island. It landed just over the hill next to me. The SUV also closing in. But the people in the car didn't look like cops. It was like a bunch of laughing women in fancy dresses. For the life of me, it looked like they were going to a party. I looked around. Where the hell had they come from? Were they already on the island this whole time? The thing is, only like a third of a square mile, and there's no bridge to it. And where were they going? I wondered if it was some thrill-seeking billionaire trying to impress his friends, or one of those high-end theme parties you hear about. They drove right past me over the hill. Then a helicopter came and landed, and another. I decided to check it out. Fuck me, that was a bad call. So I stayed inside the tree line, trying to keep hidden, but I started following the car over the ridge. Over the hill in a squat gray building, my stomach kind of crunched when I looked at it. It just looked like a sanitarium or a hospital or an asylum, something possibly a prison. But there were all these people milling around outside of it. Cars, helicopters, plural, all discouraging men in black suits and women in cocktail dresses. Like it was the effing Met Gala or something. I got a bunch of pics, but gonna put them in a Imgur and some blah 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 blah. Ooh. Then I started inching a little closer. Urban exploring doesn't normally involve sneaking up on people, but I noticed that one was hanging around the back of the building. Just caterers coming in and out, most of them not in uniform, while just in white aprons, which was perfect. Maybe I could blend in there. I went around the back and crept as close as I dared, but now the stream of caterers was starting to trickle off. Whatever it was about to start. I waited for the last caterer to disappear and prayed they wouldn't lock the door behind me. I got lucky. The creak of the rustic door seemed like the loudest noise I've ever heard as I pulled it open. This place clearly was not built for luxury, which piqued my interest further about what in God's name all these people were doing here. My heart pounded as I wove through the kitchen. It was dark, but definitely in active use, filled with pots and pans, delicious smells bubbling from them. I started down the hallway. It was too narrow. There was nowhere to hide if I needed it. I crept through dozens of buildings older and emptier than this one. But this was worse. I never broken and entered anywhere inhabited before. Pretty soon a hush of whispers came to me. Men and women, low voices, excited small talk. Some of them, the younger ones, were giggling. Some of the older people sounded very serious, worried, like at a party where some people have businesses and others just have gossip. I guess, but I kept hearing the word Skinner, which was weird. The Skinner situation, the Skinner incident, what happened in Skinner? Is Skinner a place? If that means anything to anybody, let me know. It was actually in a pretty good spot for steadily eavesdropping until something ran up the leg of my pants. I managed to muffle my scream, but I did not contain the flailing. I stumbled forward directly in the open doorway, and terrified little mouse flew off and a terrified little mouse flew off of me and scurried away. A hush fell over the entire room when I stumbled. This was a massive room with rust-colored cracks running through the yellowing paint, but it was made up to look like a giant party-terium, with tables of snacks lining one wall and effing balloons hanging from the ceiling. What the F? About 200 people wearing Prada and Gucci staring at me. I stared back at them. The older woman in a cocktail dress took a step towards me. Hello, the woman smiled uncertainly, nervously. Are you the gardening staff? Hallelujah. Yes, ma'am. I looked down apologetically, maybe too enthusiastic at my mud-covered boots. I was told to find a supervisor, and I did my best to look lost and clueless. It didn't occur to me that Hart Island doesn't have a gardening staff. The woman smiled this wide and ever. Oh, it's no trouble at all. Since she glared at the two men next to her, who looked decently more concerned. In fact, why don't you join us for a spell? I'm sure you've been working very hard. The bigger guy's eyes widened as he was suddenly smiling too. Yeah, get yourself a snack, kid, he enthusiastic. Big F this energy. But the lady behind me gave me a playful little shove forward. Enjoy yourself. You're in for a show. So I stood around surveilling the room as stubbily as I could. This was a weird ass place for a party. The upper floor overlooking the auditorium was lined with Alright. Oh, sorry, where was I? Upper floor overlooking the auditorium was lined with doors that looked like steel, and I didn't want to think about who might they have held. I couldn't record discreetly surrounding by all the people, so my plan was to wait around until they started to leave and then hide in a bathroom or something to film the aftermath. Until then, I was alone in this mass of distractingly rich people chattering on about increasingly unsettling things. What are your intentions for January? One woman asked her friends. They're saying it's going to be a big one, a good time to ask for the big things. You don't believe that amplification BS, do you? The man at her side asked. That stuff's all in your head. Cognitive dissonance channeling works the same way all the time. We just like to imagine there must be a trade-off where things go to hell. Look at 1929, the woman insisted. Major gains, major losses, they all always come together. It's the balance. So when things get really bad for a while, it must mean something really good is coming. We just have to take advantage of when it does. Cognitive dissonance, the man cited. Patterns seeking, all of that. With all the suffering in 2020, we can hope. Another woman raised her champagne flute in a gloved hand. I look forward to many years of long life and good health. I'll drink to that any time, the man agreed. Every bone in my body seemed to tell me here was really, really wrong. But then again, I was curious and maybe a little flattered. Oh, excuse me. I'm not the kind of person who gets invited to big events, and some of these people seem kind of nice, ignoring the fact that I was wearing an outfit that could best describe as Antifa loses at a mug wrestling. I thought to myself, what the hell, why not? But an hour later, serious alarm bells were starting to go off in my head, gaggling and gaggling. Gaggle after gaggle of rich people came up to me, like I was some kind of effing celebrity. They asked about me, what was my name. I lied, obviously. What did I do? Lied about that too. They told me how it was so good to meet me. I was flabbergasted and obviously also freaked out to ask them anything about themselves. People like me don't have long-term relationships with people like them. I felt like an animal in a zoo. Maybe this random poor person who had just walked into their midst was their excuse to feel good about themselves or being magnanimous. About an hour in, the sound of crinkling glass filled the air. Everybody felt silent almost instant, and I followed in expectant gazes to see a taller man which had a thick salt and pepper beard. The woman who invited me in stood at his side, smiling fondly. Esteemed Manchesters and members, from Silo to St. Charles, from 71st to Georgetown, we welcome you. He had a voice for a radio, and now it echoed throughout the cavernous room. Thank you all for your precious presence here tonight. I know I, for one, have been anticipating this occasion for the better part of a year. Thank you for the opportunity to host. This is an attributes time indeed to renew our collaborations. All signs are that the energy of this alignment will be particularly obtuse. The world has seen terrible suffering this past year, but we all know the greatness that will follow. Magisters, the hairs are on my back. The hairs on the back of my neck were starting to stand up. Obtuse alignments sounded like some harassment rich people BS, like astrography or maybe the secret. But Manchester sounded like something out of the craft. Then he looked directly at me. We have an unexpected guest with us tonight. I looked around. The eyes of rich folks nearest me were fixed on me too. Yeah, nope. I started trying to inch forwards the door to the kitchen, but the group around me tightened a little, smiling at me. Smiling like they were afraid I'd run. Yeah, I'm gonna head out. Sorry to intrude. I tried to push past them politely, but a little insensibly, but they didn't budge, and one guy even went to grab my shoulder. So I bolted. I'm trying plowing through the crowd, hoping they would be too delicate to try and tackling a crazy person who was clearly having a nervous breakdown in the middle of the gala. My hopes were disappeared. Whispers and hisses were filled with the air around me, and suddenly my feet were in the air. Somebody must have spilled champagne because I hit the tile floor with full force of my weight. The party guests gathered around, giggling and slamming in awe. Geez, are you okay? I looked to see an unrealistically cute girl kneeling over me. I really think I've seen her in something, but for the life of me, I can't place what. Hey, your leg is bleeding. I looked down and the pain hit. I think you cut it on my glass. You're gonna bolt on me again if we go get you a Band-Aid? Hold on for a hot sec. Just watch Mr.Turtle. For a hot sec, I'm gonna get something to drink. My throat's kind of dry. Sorry about that. Let's get back to where we were. I look at the champagne flute shatter beneath me and the champagne all over her dress, and suddenly my fear was mixed with a twinge of sheepishness. She took me over to the side area and found a towel. We chatted while she held it against my leg, and I tried to shake off the embarrassment of fleeing in terror from what was so obviously just a gala. There was a lot of blood, which for some reason made it even more embarrassing, but she was really chill about it. Saw right through the gardening staff story, but she offered to keep the secret if I stay and help them out with something they were about to do. It's just like a dump show thing that happens sometimes, but it means a lot to people. All you have to do is sit on the stage for a few minutes. I was feeling very motivated to say no to her. Just one thing. I'm going to have to blindfold you while we walk in. Wait a minute, why would I need to be blindfolded? Is this like an eyes wide shut kind of thing? Huh, get your mind out of the gutter. And the next thing I know, there I was, being led through the dark, I felt the girl's hand leading me down a hallway, then another set of hands, then another. At least 4 people had their hands on me, steering me towards. Yeah, vidIQ, I know that you're on. Suddenly, an older woman's voice, the woman who initially beckoned me in, was in my ear. Take a seat there. They sat me down on a chair, and then but the hand stayed on my shoulder. Suddenly, I felt a rope swing around my left wrist, then my right, then pulled tight with a violent jerk, burning my skin and crushing my arms against my arms of the chair. I yelled at him, playing. Then the blindfold came off. I was sitting there in the middle of a dramatically lit circular ballroom. The paint was flaking, but the chandeliers were burning like it was 100 years ago. I was surrounded on all sides by the party guests, watching me, waiting for something. Whatever the loving blank. The cute girl was standing in the front. She winked at me. It's really awesome that you're doing this. I stared at her while everyone else looked at me like a movie star. I didn't know if I was the hero or the victim. This is a long ass one. Fuck. I'm gonna change it to another one. I'm sorry. I do apologize. But if you want to read that one, it's called I Uncover Something Serious on Heart Island. Please tell the media. I'm going to change that one. That one's a long one. Shit. How long is this one? This one's pretty long too. Damn. I don't like the long stories. How long is this one? Fucking long as well. This one seems interesting. Is it long too? My fucking god. Some of these fucking stories are fucking long. And there is nobody here. There's nobody here. Yep, nobody here. Nobody here. Yeah. This one seems, but it's a series. Okay, this one's not too long. Okay, this one is a series one, but it was posted a day ago. This title is My Wife is 4 Years Pregnant. That's a little bit interesting. Upstairs I found Aggie. I found Aggie flourishing her arms, conducting the paintbrushing and rollers like a symphony orchestra. She was redecorating the nursery again. I nodded thoughtfully while she explained how a wintergreen palette would be much better for the baby. There were only a few patches of soft ivory left on the walls. Last month it was pale turquoise. Before that, powder blue. 4 years ago, we settled on light beige, and now her denim overalls are rainbow stained. Before I could catch myself, I thought soon we'll need a bigger effing color swatch. Then Aggie's expression twisted. I felt the glare on her mind's eye like a vice grip on my skull, and forced myself to concentrate on plants and trees. Green is wonderful. Green is perfect. Our child will feel like they're surrounded by nature. She looked at me with an expression both fierce and loving, and then beckoned me towards her. I slid across the room without shuffling my feet, drawn to her like a powerful magnet, then standing up on her tippy toes. She gave me a kiss and asked how my day went. I also forgot this thing. Oh, I totally forgot about this thing. Hold up. Let's see if I can. I hope you like colors and like this. Oh, there we go. Now you can watch that while it goes. I totally forgot about that. Oh shit. I'm sorry. I have to stretch out my legs. I was telling her about the Mexican place I tried for lunch, and when she said, I almost forgot, I've got something to show you. It was a Facebook group started by a lady in New Zealand who'd been pregnant for 5 years. The members all suffer from a condition where no detectable HCG would be found in their system, resulting in an unusually long pregnancy. Both blood and urine tests would be negative, of course, along with any ultrasounds. Aggie wanted to show it was an obstetrician. She's taken the liberty of booking an appointment with a specialist named Dr. Emily Rawson. I forced a smile and said, "That's great, honey," but couldn't help cringe inside. Hopefully this doctor would be more understanding than the last. He chuckled when Aggie explained the nature of her disorder. After that, she lost control. Poor guy had to have a closed casket funeral. The brushes and rollers all came to a sudden halt as Aggie shot me a look. My thoughts immediately switched from condescending doctors to cancerous burrito I had for lunch, to how tasty it was dolloped in the hot sauce and sour cream. I should really take Angie there and have her order the nacho platter since she's eating for two now. Around the room, utensils sprung back to life. In my study, I glared at the ceiling. Angie couldn't hear my thoughts from the other side of the house. My wife was completely delusional, which, combined with her talents, made her dangerous. A single misplaced thought could get me punished or even killed, and I doubted the police would care. A few years ago, two detectives came to speak with me, Angie, about a missing person case, and in the insulting doctor, and it didn't go well. Since then, I've suspected the authorities just leave her be and pay off the families of anyone who crossed her. There's a tornado inside my wife. Sometimes she's all smiles and giggles, but the fury is always there, lurking beneath the surface, ready to arrive back at any moment's notice. And then after she regained control and realized what she's done, she sobbed into my shoulder for hours, asking if it's not my fault, they made me do it. And I forced myself to agree to concentrate on how much I worship her, because to think otherwise was a death sentence. From out of the all, footsteps approached me. Then Angie shouted, "Honey, we need to go shopping for more baby clothes." Before I could catch myself, I thought, "What, again?" I quickly thought of pointless things like 2 plus 2 is 4 and ABCs, but it didn't work. Soon I was on my knees, teeth clenched. My brain felt like I was being prodded with an ice claw, and she was testing me, allowing me to correct myself. I pictured her in a rocking chair, a beautiful newborn nested between her arms, the room surrounding them a wonderful winter green. The baby had her nose, her smile, her bright emerald eyes. My wife is 4 years pregnant, only 4 years. She'll be starting to show any day now. I can't wait to be a dad. The horrible tension inside my skull finally eased off. Then I let out a desperate gasp and said, "Sure thing, honey." When she left, I fell on my knees and cried. In a few days, we'd be in Dr. Rawson's office, explaining the nature of Angie's conditions. Even if the doctor acted outwardly sympathetic and had a world-class poker face, if she so much as thought as the word delusional, Angie's fury would be like a summer storm cloud. Well, that was interesting, to say the least. What is... Did anything happen? Something went off. Anything... Oh, and my thing is baby boom. Banda 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 banda. Oh, jim bum 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 bum. Okay. Nobody asking. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, this one's a short one, but I'm gonna hold off for a little bit. Y'all can just watch the little thing go down, you know, little timer thing, I guess you can call it that, and then watch my little turtle. Watch Mr. Turtle while I go get some water and shit again, and probably go to the restroom. So just hang on. Alrighty. Back. Oh, get this off of my thing. Nobody wants to talk. Okay. Well, I mean, we've been doing this for almost an hour. Somebody messaged me. Someone named Healthy Manager. Guess nobody wants to join. Well, I was thinking about next week to probably and get me a new laptop and everything just to see how it would go, you know. Well, we'll do one more story and how it would go, you know. But, alright, we'll do this one. I went to a psychedelic retreat with 0 reviews in Pearl. I was depressed. I just turned 30 and couldn't figure out what I wanted from life. I've been switching from one job to another, taking career breaks, doing everything I have to in empathy, but it never happened. I felt purposeless. Each day felt like a battle that I was on the brink of losing. One day I had enough. I forced myself to make a decision, either kill myself or take some risk. Oh, sorry, I have to do something real quick. I just remembered something. Hold up. I have to pull out some fish. I'm eating salmon today, so I have to pull it out. It's in the refrigerator, or freezer, I'm sorry. See, I'm doing the Hello Fresh meals and stuff, so I forgot to. Well, nobody did it this morning, and so yeah. Yeah, put my blanket on me. Oh. Okay, where were we? I decided to find a psychedelic retreat. I've been aware of cybernetic healing through podcasts, and it seemed like an instant fix. All the retreats in the legal countries were booked, and I wanted something fast. I was desperate, and I stumbled on a retreat with 0 reviews deep in the jungles of Peru that had availability within the week. After spending a fortune on the journey and many hours trekking, I reached a small settlement in the forest. I'll be honest. Hold up. check this out. Oh, I need to flip this. Whoop-a-doop-a. Bada. Okay. I'll be honest, I was having second thoughts. Who the fuck goes to a place with 0 reviews? I snapped myself out of it when I saw an elderly man approaching me. He greeted me in English and introduced himself as the shaman. He had a gentle demeanor. He put his hand on my head and promised that he'll help me see the light. He proceeded to give me the warmest hug I've ever received. I broke down and sobbed. All my apprehensions melted away. I was asked to rest as the ceremony would begin early the next day. I was being escorted to my cottage. I saw a bunch of urban-looking people being escorted to and from the cottages. And some of them were cooking and cleaning with the other natives. Songs were being sung. There was laughter, kids running around, mothers gossiping. It was very lively and made me realize how much we've suppressed our communal genus in the developed world. My cottage has no electricity. It didn't even have candles for light. I had no choice but to sleep as the sun went down, which I suppose is the natural way. The next day at dawn, I was awoken by a couple of natives. They signaled me towards the bathing area. If it would frickin' do it. Hold on. Ta-da, ta-da. Okay. I already did. Okay. Oh, where was I? Signaling me towards the bathing area and placed a modest attire in my hands. I had butterflies in my stomach as I made my way to the clearing where the shaman and a few other people were sitting around a wooden table. The shaman motioned me to sit and place a glass of hot tea in my hands. Drink and welcome a new beginning, a new life, he said. My jitters vanished. This is it? I said to myself as I gulped down the tea. Nothing happened for a while. Everyone just sat in meditation around me. I surprisingly didn't feel awkward in the silence. After an hour, I felt something coming on. The world around me was vibrating slowly and at first. Then it picked up speed. The shaman smiled at me just as the vibrations blurred my reality. I couldn't feel my body anymore, or even my physical boundaries. I was suspended in energy. I didn't really exist as an individual entity. There was a sense of bliss and immense release, like something heavy had been lifted off my chest. After what seemed like an eternity, the vibration slowed down and my sense of self started to come back. But something was different. As I returned to my conscious plane, I felt uncomfortable. My vision was still blurry, and then everything was too bright. The sense of discomfort quickly morphed into pain. So much pain, it was my eyes. My eyes were burning. I tried batting my eyelids shut, but I couldn't. As reality settled in, I realized my eyelids were stitched in place. My hands and feet were tied up, and I was staring directly at the sun. I couldn't move. The pain had engulfed me. I screamed and begged for help, but no one answered. I don't think anyone was even around. I continued screaming. Still, all that escaped my lips were whispers. The next thing I remember is waking up in darkness. I was hoping it was nighttime. I couldn't have been blind. That couldn't happen to me. This was probably a bad trip. But then I heard a voice of the shaman. Welcome to your new life. The sights of the world were a distraction. Now you can truly look within yourself and find peace. Well, that was a little bit good. I know we were doing this for an hour, pretty much. But I have to say this was a nice experience, and if you want to age 20 Hold on, this person right here, he's only this person health manager. Oh, healthier manager. I'm sorry. But thank you guys for listening. I guess we'll try this another time, see if this might work better. But next week I'll try to get a new laptop, an actual physical laptop instead of this Chromebook thing that I'm using, because you can't download Steam, you can't pretty much record anything, because it's either going to have a video disruption, the audio is going to get disrupted, or it's only going to last about 15 minutes, and that's even if it's good, and sometimes it's slow, maybe, I don't know. But I'll try and figure out something within the week. Next week, this weekend will be busy, so I'll try and upload some videos up ahead. Excuse me. And just, do that. But as of right now, I'm just chilling, making sure everything's alright, and I'll do some meme videos and do that. But as of right now, we're just doing this, and then probably, since we have Streamlabs on our mobile devices, maybe we can also do some streaming on the mobile device and then just play some games off of that. Maybe some Roblox or something like that, and maybe join in on that. But for right now, this is just a test run, just to see how this one will go, and just do that. Just hit the like, comment down below, and then I hope to see you guys in the next round. Peace.